So we're going to look at a whole lot of new releases today, Margot, mainly from Chanel, and then we're also going to have a look at some Dolly Parton. Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Today is a Will I Buy It video, and there are a lot of new releases coming. So today I'm just going to be focusing on Chanel and also Dolly Parton. Now, as always, I initially get my information from various Instagram pages, but the two or three that I mainly stick to are Meet Beauty Talk, WZ_beauty, and also Chic Profile 4. So I'll be putting those handles up here or on this side, and if I remember this time, I also will add them to the description box below. So those Instagram pages are definitely worth checking out for all the new and upcoming releases. The images that I'm going to show you in my video today, they are sourced from the various Chanel sites from the UK and also Australia. And I'm also going to be showing you swatches of the new Chanel lipstick that's coming out, and also the images of the lipstick that Dolly Parton is going to be releasing soon. So first of all, let's take a look at the Chanel Fall collection. This has just been launched in some places in Europe and also in the UK as well. So at the moment I'm looking at the Chanel UK site. So in this collection there are two eyeshadow quads, there is a mascara, there's also two blushes, and as well there's also some Rouge Allure liquid velvet lipsticks as well. There's quite a few of those. So these two eyeshadow quads have been quite the topic of discussion. Some people like the fact that Chanel have come out with different colours. Other people are a bit confused by the colour story. And we'll take a look at the first quad, and this one is called Divination. Now this whole collection I think is called the Clairvoyance collection, and that's why you have the names that they've given to the various products. It aligns with that theme. Now I'm not too sure about these colour stories. Not that they don't appeal to me, it's just that I wouldn't use all the full shades in the quad. Now I know that you don't have to, but if we take a look at the Divination quad, really the only two shadows that, unless I was doing a review on YouTube, are really the top two shades. Now I think they are beautiful and I would use those together. But once I'd done my review and just using it for my everyday makeup, I wouldn't go for all the four shades, but the top two are really lovely. Now the other eyeshadow quad, that's called Initiation, and that one is a lot more usable, I think. Well, it would be for me, for my everyday use. But really, neither of these two eyeshadow quads are really something that I sort of want to add into my collection. Initially, when I saw these, and also the colour of the blushes, you could quite easily be mistaken if this was a launch, say, from MAC. Now, I understand that it's something different and they're probably trying to reach a wider audience and also reaching a younger audience. But this is a collection really that I'm probably not going to buy, but I'll make up my mind once I've watched 2 or 3 videos from my favorite YouTube creators, because sometimes I can think I won't buy something, and then when I look at the video and see actually how beautiful it is, then I change my mind. Now they're also coming out with a mascara. I'm not really into coloured mascaras. The only one that I've got and I've tried, and that is an old one from Chanel, and I think it's called Blue Night, and that is gorgeous. Even though it's got blue in it, it's got a lot of black, so you have a lot of depth. Whereas this mascara, again, apart from a YouTube review, I know I just wouldn't wear it in my everyday makeup. And then you've got the two blushes. These are called the Tarot de Chanel collection for the two blushes. Now there is already a video up of these two blushes, and that is Angela from French for a Day. So I'll put something up here, but I'll also put her YouTube channel in my description box below, and she shows both of these blushes. Now from what I saw on the video, the lavender shade is very beautiful, but I do think on some skin tones it could look a little bit ashy. Now Angela also used this shade on her eyes, and I thought it looked absolutely beautiful on the eyes. just for the cheeks, it could be a little bit sheer, but it could be also beautiful paired with another blush as well. Now the other one, just from looking at this, and probably the one, if I was going to buy one of these blushes, would be the one Blood Orange. I think that is an absolutely beautiful shade, and when Angela tried that on, I think it looked gorgeous. So if I had to choose between the two, then I'd probably go for the Blood Orange. And also with this collection, Chanel are launching, these are brand new Rouge Allure Liquid Velvet lipsticks, and there are 15 shades in total, so there is a big variety of shades. And on the Chanel website, they say that these are a long-lasting matte liquid lipstick that offers up to 12 hours of intense colour. They are moisturising and protective formula that wears like a second skin and is easy to apply. Lips feel supple and comfortable after one coat and stay smooth all day long. And again, they go on to say that there are 15 intensely pigmented shades, and they range from a subtle nude to a bold purple and also a deep red. So there are definitely a lot of colours to choose from, and something that would probably appeal to everyone. There's nude, there's the beautiful pinks, there is that really gorgeous one, looks like a pink with a hint of brown in it. Then you've got an orange, you've got the reds, and of course you've got the ever popular at the moment and that purple shade. So a really good variety. Now with the other formula, I did buy a couple of them, and it wasn't something that I tended to wear. This is something that I probably would be interested in, just to try one or two shades and just see what this formula is like. But as I was saying, these don't look like they're limited edition, so don't panic if they run out of stock when these are first launched, because they are going to be staying around and you'll be able to pick them up at a later date. And next we have got the beautiful new release, and this is the Chanel. These are the cream to powder blushes. Now these have been launched in Australia and also New Zealand. I picked up all 5 shades. There are 5 shades in total. These are not limited edition, but I imagine they're going to be very popular when they hit the online store at Chanel in the US and other places. So the 2 videos I did, the first video was the 2 rose shades and also the beige one. And then the second video that I did, I used the more 2 bold shades. Now, someone in the comments of one of my videos said, if you had to choose, which would be your favorite? Well, I honestly don't know really which would be my favorite. Probably the one that stands out the most to me, or maybe the 2, is the beige one. That is really beautiful. It's got a little bit of sparkle, but I don't want you to think that it's glittery or has fallout in any way. It's really just got a very subtle, almost just a light twinkle in it. And the other one that I love, and it is a watermelon color, and that is called Rouge Franc, and that is absolutely gorgeous. But all the shades are just beautiful. It is a gorgeous formula. As it says, it is cream to powder. It blends beautifully. You get more pigment if you use your fingers, but if you're not comfortable applying a blush using your fingers, then it applies just as beautifully using a brush. I've worn them a lot since I first received them, and I'm wearing one today. It's one of the rose ones. I think it might be Rose Ardent. That's the more of the cooler out of the 2 rose shades, and they're just absolutely beautiful. So these are definitely worthwhile buying. I highly recommend them, and they go down to this beautiful powder. So sometimes with a cream, not all cream blushes, there are different qualities that you can buy. Some tend to stay, they can be just a little bit tacky, but because these go down to a powder, they have almost just this subtle, beautiful sheen to them, but they do go down to that powder, so you can't feel them once they have not even really dried down, but once they've gone into that powder and melded with your skin, they just have the most Absolutely beautiful finish, and I highly recommend them. And now let's take a look at 31 Le Rouge. They are coming out with 12 new shades, and these are in a different formula. These have a matte effect, and yes, they are those lipsticks that are very expensive, and when they were launched last year, I didn't pick any up. I had a good look and I ummed and ahed and wasn't sure, and out of any of them, if I was going to pick one, it would have been the lightest shade available, but at that stage I decided not to pick one up. Now these have been launched in New Zealand as well as in Australia, and I also think in the UK as well. And my SA contacted me and she sent me a couple of pictures of swatches that she had done, so I'm going to put those up. So that's where these swatches are from, and the one that I'm going to show you is the one and the photo that she took in natural light. Now I've taken a couple of days to decide which ones that I'm going to get, and yes, I'm going to buy some this year. I didn't last year, so I've decided that I will. So I'm going to get shade number 13, and that is a nude, and apparently it has a peachy undertone to it. I'm going to get shade number 18, that looks like a really beautiful orange. And I'm also going to get number 24, which is quite a bold shade for me, but I have decided on those three. So there is a really good variety of shades here. You've got the nudes, you've got the brown, you move into the orange, and then you've got some really gorgeous reds. Now I also was thinking about possibly getting shade number 23. That looks like quite a bright pink though, although I think it would look really beautiful, and it probably will be quite popular. But in the end, I was only going to get 3, and that is enough because they are so expensive. It was a toss-up between shade number 23 and shade number 24, and 24 is the shade that I'm going to be getting. So on the Chanel website, they say the 12 shades that reconcile radiance and a matte effect, all while offering pure, intense color. So from that description, I am hoping that they're not this really dried down matte. I'm hoping that it's like some other soft matte lipsticks that are around now, because a true matte lipstick is just too dry for me, and it can emphasize the lines on your lips, where when you get a more soft matte lipstick, say such as the new Prada ones that came out, then you don't have that drying down effect, but then you still get that lasting power of a matte lipstick. So these are what I'm hoping they're going to be like. So further in the description, they say these are a luminous, long-wearing matte finish, and they're a fine, velvety texture and a delicate scent. So these are going to be fragrance. And yes, they are very expensive, but because I didn't pick up any last year and I'm not too sure about the Chanel Fall collection, then I decided to get 3 lipsticks with these new shades, and I'm really excited to receive them and see what they're like. And as soon as I do, I will put up a review of them on my channel. And last but certainly not least, we have the new makeup line coming from Dolly Parton. Now initially she is starting off with lipsticks, and the packaging of these is just absolutely Dolly Parton. You have got the sparkling rhinestones, and I just think they look fabulous. Now I think from what I've read, these are going to sell for, I think it's going to be $20 US. So they aren't on the high end at all, more on the lower end. I think that would be about 30 something New Zealand dollars. So I think they are really reasonably priced. So Dolly Parton says about her lipsticks, I've always said I never leave a rhinestone unturned. She said, I've wanted to be pretty my whole life like most girls, especially country girls that have a dream of glamour. I started creating my own little makeup things at home when I was just a kid, and I've been known for wearing makeup, usually too much, for years. She says that it's important to create things that people that do wear makeup can enjoy. You have to have a variety of colours. So there are going to be 4 lipsticks, and they share the names like Jolene Red. She's also got Honey Plum, Rosebud and Birthday Suit, with the shades running from scarlet to neutral tones to a pale pink. And Dolly Parton is known for her hair and her her nails, and of course always wearing makeup. And she says that her own experience as a consumer informed the genesis of the brand. Every time, she says, I put on makeup, I'll find certain things I want to put in the line. A great thicker gloss, or a pearly gloss, or something that I've used and will find in an old drawer I remember loving. She says, Lord knows that nobody wears more makeup than me, so I know all the little things that I want. So I personally think the packaging of this is just gorgeous. I've seen a couple of comments where people might think it looks a little bit tacky. I don't think at all. And of course, there's also that famous quote from Dolly Parton, which she says, it costs a lot of money, she says, to look this cheap. So I think the packaging is gorgeous. They are bedazzled to death with all the rhinestones, just very iconic Dolly Parton. Now, I probably would try them if I could get my hands on them. I think they're going to be available on her website when they do launch, and I don't know whether they deliver to New Zealand, but I'm definitely interested in trying them. But if I can't, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of YouTube reviews on them, so I'm definitely going to check those out, and maybe they might deliver to New Zealand, and if they do, I'm probably pick up all 4 of them and just see what they're like. But I think this is an absolutely fabulous launch by Dolly Parton. So that's all the new releases that I'm going to be talking about in this video. There are a lot more new releases coming, as well as holiday makeup coming up, and I'll be doing more videos on those. But are you going to be getting any of the new Chanel? What about the Chanel Fall makeup? And what do you think of that collection? And also the blushes, I think that they are going to be super popular. And as I was saying, I am thrilled with the 5 that I got. They are just beautiful. And what about the 31 Le Rouge, those very expensive lipsticks? I'm really excited to get those and just see what this Velvet Matte formula is going to be like. And of course, those Dolly Parton lipsticks, I just think that they are absolutely fabulous. So let me know in the comments below what you are interested in, what you are going to be buying, and what you are going to be passing on. So that's it for today's video. I would love it if you gave it a like and subscribed, and I will see you next time. Bye.